morning students. Now I am going to continue with the same chapter, okay, third chapter. In my last video I explained you the 5 physical properties of water, okay, 5 physical properties of water. Now I am going to explain the remaining properties of water, okay. So the next property is, the sixth property is latent heat of fusion of ice, and the seventh property is latent heat of vaporization of water. Okay, now both the properties I am going to explain with the help of this diagram. All of you see it very carefully. You take one ice cube in a glass, okay, at a very lower temperature. Suppose at -15 degree you have one ice cube. If you give some heat, in this, what will happen? The temperature increases. Okay, the temperature will increase, obviously, you know it. If you provide heat, okay, to any substance, the temperature will increase, obviously. So when this temperature will reach at 0 degree, listen very carefully, one very strange thing is there. When this temperature will reach at 0 degree Celsius and at 1 atmospheric pressure, you will see this ice cube will start melting. Okay, when you provide heat, the ice cube will start melting. Okay, again you give some heat, you will see again this ice cube will be smaller and it will start melting. Temperature will be 0 degree only. Again you give some heat and at last you will see the ice cube will totally melt and you will get one glass of water. Here you can see, after reaching 0 degree, when you providing heat, you will see the states from solid it is changing into liquid state without changing the temperature. Okay, without changing the temperature, the states are changing. From solid it is changing into liquid state. So this process from here to here, okay, this process is called melting. Okay, in this heat absorbs. Okay, that is why this process is called melting. Afterwards, just opposite of it, okay, from here to here, from here till here, just opposite, heat releases and this process is called fusion or freezing. Okay, this is called fusion or freezing and this temperature is called melting point. Okay, now here you can see, after getting water, again you give some heat, again the temperature will increase, the temperature will be increases. When it reaches 100 degree, okay, at 1 atmospheric pressure, again you will see it starts boiling. Okay, you know the boiling point of water is 100 degree Celsius. So when it reaches at 100 degree, you will see that this water starts boiling. Again you give heat, you will see it starts boiling and at last you will see this liquid is changing totally into the gaseous state, but the temperature remains same. So from this process to this process, it is called vaporization. and just opposite of it, when it releases heat, it is called condensation. Okay, so this is called melting and that is called vaporization. So now see, the amount of heat required for changing the state from solid to liquid, that amount of heat is called latent heat. Okay, in this case you can see heat is absorbing, in this case you can see heat is releasing. What this heat is doing? This heat is actually changing the states only without changing the temperature. So this heat is called latent heat, and in this case it is called latent heat of fusion of ice. It is not said that latent heat of melting, it is said that latent heat of fusion of ice, because the amount of heat, that much amount of heat is required for melting, that much amount of heat is only required for fusion also, for freezing also. So that is why it is called latent heat of fusion of ice. Both will be same, amount of heat will be same. The amount of heat which is required for melting, that much amount of heat will be required for fusion also, for freezing also. So this is called latent heat of fusion of ice. And the amount of heat which is required for changing the liquid state to gaseous state, that much amount of heat is called latent heat of vaporization of water. Okay, the amount of heat which is required for changing this liquid state to gaseous state, that much amount of heat will be required for changing this gaseous state to liquid state. Okay, so this is called latent heat. Okay, the heat which is required. See the definition now. The latent heat of fusion is the amount of heat required to change the substance from solid state to liquid state at its melting point without any change in temperature. You can see the temperature is not changing. Okay, the states are only changing. What this heat is doing? This heat is changing the states only. That is called latent heat of fusion of ice. So the amount of heat energy required by ice to change into water is called latent heat of fusion of ice, and its specific value is 336 joule per gram. Okay, now in the case of vaporization, you see the energy required to change water into its vapor at its boiling point. Okay, this one is called boiling point. This one is called boiling point. Okay, so the energy required to change water into its vapor at its boiling point without any change in temperature. Now you can see in this also temperature is not changing. So that is called latent heat of vaporization of water, and its specific value is joule per gram. Okay, now the same amount of heat is released. The same amount of heat is released. Okay, for condensation also. The same amount of heat is released when 1 gram of steam condenses to form 1 gram of water at 100 degree Celsius. Same amount of heat is required for melting also. Same amount of heat is required for fusion or freezing also. Okay, so the amount of heat which is required for changing the states, that is called latent heat. Only latent heat, and in this case it is called latent heat of fusion of ice. Okay, in this case the amount of heat which is required for changing the state from liquid to gaseous, okay, that amount of heat is called latent heat of vaporization of water. So I think all of you understood about the latent heat of fusion of ice and latent heat of vaporization of water. Now the last property is specific heat capacity. Specific heat capacity. This property also you can see with the help of one example. you have to take one container, two equal size container. Remember, your container size should be equal. This one is container E, this one A, container B. Okay, in container A you have to add very less amount of water, and in container B you have to take more amount of water, much amount of water. Okay, now suppose the initial temperature is 35 degree in both. That temperature should be also same. The size of the container will be same. Okay, now you have to provide some heat. With the help of oven, you have to provide some heat in both the container. Again, you remember that the rate of giving the heat should also be same in both the container. If you keep the oven in the middle flame, so in container B also you have to keep the flame of this oven in the middle. Okay, so the amount of giving heat, the rate of giving the heat should be also same. Okay, now after 1 minute you will see that the temperature of this container A is 60 degree. At the same time, when you measure the temperature of container B, you will see that it is 45 degree only. Why? The size of the container is also same. The rate of the giving of the heat is also same. The initial temperature was also same. So why now here is the difference? Because it is obvious that here is a much amount of water, here is the less amount of water. So that is why the temperature is now less. Okay, now if you want to make the temperature equal, now if you want that in container B also it will be 60 only. So what you have to do, you have to off the oven. Okay, you have to off the oven of container A. Now after some time you will see that it will become 60 degree only. How? It needs more heat. Okay, it needs more heat for coming to 60 degree only. Okay, so we can say that this can absorb heat. The absorbing capacity of this one is more than this one. So this is called heat capacity. This term is called heat capacity. Okay, it can absorb more heat. It needs more heat to come to the equal position of container A. So we can say that the absorbing capacity of this is more than this one. So this is known as heat capacity. So this is the last property of the water, that specific heat capacity. So it has been found that 1 gram of water when heated through 1 degree always absorb 4.2 joule of heat energy. The fixed amount of heat absorbed by 1 gram of water when heated through 1 degree, it is called its heat capacity. The capacity of absorbing the heat, okay, the capacity of absorbing the heat is called the specific heat capacity. So these are the properties of water. Okay, latent heat of fusion of ice, latent heat of vaporization of water, and the last one is specific heat capacity. I hope you understood. Thank you so much.